it all comes down to the final week. So, let's get serious. God damn it. Hello everyone, it is week 8, the last week of the regular season of the LEC, and for our little prediction game it comes to the end of round 1. Previously on the Fantasy League we had some mishaps and some high scoring, but it's another super week. 105 points for each of us on the line. So there's nothing left to say. Then let's look at the week 8 rundown and see how crazy it actually got. So, Friday's game 1, Vitality versus Rogue. And, no one saw this coming. Vitality absolutely ruined Rogue. They got themselves a nice sweep, took absolutely everything. Rogue just didn't seem to be in it. They had got their ticket to the playoffs and just stumbled a little bit. But we'll see what happens for the rest of the weekend. Game 2, XL versus Origin. Origin had pretty much at this point already resigned themselves to not qualifying, and XL didn't really help them in that regard. They ended up with 4 of the objectives. They got the Tower, the Dragon, the Herald, and got themselves a win. And even though Origin got the First Blood and the Baron, they just really couldn't solve things. Their decline continued. XL won 10 kills to 9. Friday's game 3, and it was Schalke who were on a tear versus Fnatic. Before this week happened, it was all about the Schalke miracle run, and, well, a win along with the Herald and the Baron sort of certainly helped that. Fnatic did end up getting the Tower, the Dragon, and the First Blood, but their road to playoffs stumbled with this match. Schalke ended up winning 24 kills to 10. Game 4, Mad Lions, who had also qualified versus Misfits. Mad Lions didn't mess up like Rogue did. They ended up with 5 out of the 6 objectives. They got the Tower, the Herald, the Baron, the First Blood, and the win. Misfits got themselves a nice consolatory Dragon. And that's about it. Mad won 14-2. Game 5 of the day, and it was G2 versus SK. G2 wanting to get themselves locked into the playoffs, same with SK. But it was G2 that got most of the objectives. SK ended up with the First Blood, which was nice, but G2 took every other objective and comfortably won the game. 19 kills to 9. Day 2, Saturday, Schalke versus Vitality. Schalke still wanting to get those wins, and my god did they do it. It was a struggle against Vitality, who took the Tower, the Dragon and the Herald, but with the First Blood and the Baron on their side, Schalke did eventually get to the end of this game, where they needed to be. And ended up with the win at 20 kills to 5. Game 2, SK versus Origin. Now SK wanted to get themselves that nice playoff spot, but they had to get through Origin's little defense. Not that it helped, SK swept this match, and Origin just shook their heads, sighed, and just moved on to the next opponent. 17 kills to 8 in favour of SK. Game 3, and it was XL versus Fnatic, both of them still needing to get wins to get those playoff spots. Fnatic ended up with the First Blood, whereas XL ended up with the Tower, the Dragon and the Herald. But, like a lot of games, it came down to the Baron, and Fnatic eventually ended up with it. And then they got the win as well. 19 kills to 7. Game 4, Misfits, who were also out, were now taking on G2 and trying to stop them for a little bit. It didn't really work. It's not to say they didn't try, but G2 were just having none of it. They ended up with a sweep. Misfits did end up getting a couple of kills. Not really much else. 25 kills to 19 though. Last game of the day was the game of the week. Rogue versus Mad Lions. And this was a nice one. Rogue ended up with the first blood. Mad Lions ended up with the Tower, the Dragon and the Herald. But there was no Baron fight as a sneaky little backdoor in the closing stages of the game gave the win to Rogue. 20 kills to 9. One more day left. Sunday. So it was Misfits versus Vitality in the battle of the... well, we're here. And Vitality did end up with the first blood and the first dragon. Misfits, though, got themselves a rarity. They got themselves a win. Along with getting the Tower, the Herald, and the Baron. Nice, chaotic fights led to kills. But they won 14 kills to 17. Game 2, Mad Lions versus Schalke. Schalke win this match, and they go through to playoffs provided other matches went their way. And that's exactly what happened. Mad Lions ended up with the Tower, the Dragon, the Herald, and the First Blood. Schalke got the important objective. No, not the Baron. That was not touched again. But they got the win, 20 kills to 10. Origin versus Rogue. This was just for pride. And poor Origin really didn't even get that. They got a Tower, and they got the Herald. But Rogue, they just fought like they would fight any other opponent. And ended up with the Dragon, the Baron, the First Blood, and the crucial win, which put them at the top of the LEC leaderboards. 13 kills to 5. Game 4, G2 versus XL, and this was a must-win for XL to go through. So it's a big shame to say that they did not pull it off. They got themselves the first dragon and none of the other objectives and none of the control of the match. G2 ended up with the Tower, the Herald, the Baron, the First Blood, and, as already discussed, they got themselves the win, all but eliminating XL from the regular season. In the last match, Fnatic versus SK. Again, Fnatic really needed this sort of win, and they did. Not before SK ended up with the first Tower, the first Dragon and the Herald, mind. But the First Blood for Fnatic plus a nice juicy Baron. And that gave them the win, closing out the regular season. They finished this match 25 kills to 13. So, that's everything, apart from the standings. So here they are. These are the results for week 8. Darius at the bottom with 42. D ended up in there with 52. Andrea did a relatively good performance at 54, as you can see by these absolute cluster of predictions. But this is the proof, and this is what everyone went for. And, you know, it's a strong showing by most, considering our normal around 50% of points that we can aim for. But the question is, at that point, who won week 8? Well, the answer was Terry. He sort of dominated with 67 points. His choose one team to get all the objectives for every match strategy worked this week. There was myself at 58 points even. Sapphire ended up with 57. as did Martin. But this means nothing. It's all about the final standings. So we come to the end of round 1. These are the bottom 5. Sapphire at 280, Darius 286, Stefan 291, Martin 302, and Andrea 307. So that eliminates them from the competition. So your top 4 for round 2 is D at 310, Duncan at 318, Terry at 325, myself at 334. But we're going to wipe that slate clean, because round 2 is an entire different ball game. So we will see you after the playoffs on the Fantasy League.